This will be one of the top, if not the best premium fidget in 2026, and we just started the year. This is the DZ Metal Toys and Lautie collab, and these are two of my favorite creators, but this is also just one of the best feeling in hand and funnest to play with premium fidget toys that I own. Um, you can give it a listen. And most who are familiar with premium fidgets will know this is a mechanical haptic coin, which is a little different from a magnetic haptic coin, like this Ace EDC milk cap. The difference is there's a spring and a bearing and some indents in here, and it's kind of exactly like the Lautie Choc, where there's this track, except it's circular, and it feels almost exactly the same. Super satisfying zipper feeling. But one thing to note, the Showhand is ultra thin, so much thinner than the Choc, so much thinner than the milk cap. And I'm not sure if Lautie patented this design, but it's definitely unique. I'll open this up so you can see the track here. So this center spins, and there's only one bead slot. But all of these parts can be removed. You can remove this centerpiece, you can remove this outer track. And I will say, I just spent probably 20 minutes searching for a bearing that popped out of this when I removed this track. So make sure that you don't do this on carpet and that you only take it out if you really need to switch the ball. They're using zirconium in here, which is really nice on this peak track. It's what the Choc uses. But overall, I would say this is so smooth. You really just barely need to put effort into turning this. But the haptic feedback is very nice. It's like a zipper. And the reason I like this more than something like the Choc, which is also highly sought after, lots of collectors picking these up. Dust and debris, I have a toddler, so there's plenty of that in my house, can get into this track, whereas this Showhand is completely enclosed. And I just love that thin profile. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what I can compare this to, but it's just so thin in your hand. It's almost as thin as my wedding ring. It's just something I can put in my pocket and move back and forth. And this is how I typically use it. I just see a lot of room for Lautie to customize this. I mean, you could imagine they're probably going to come out with like a double track where you can put in 2 bearings, 2 springs, maybe something other than Peak, although I think Peak feels amazing. And these are also just 2 of my favorite creators. I love Metal Toyz DZ and I love Lautie recently. So overall, this is a 10. I mean, this is what you imagine a premium fidget would be, and this is under $100 for the stainless steel version. So honestly, that's a pretty good price. This is what I imagine when I think of something premium. It feels like a coin in your hand. You can just put it in your back pocket for everyday carry. 10 out of 10. I'm definitely going to be keeping this. My wife enjoys it as well. She is autistic and I'm ADHD, so our preference in fidgets drastically varies, especially in terms of sound. Lots of sounds annoy her, but this is almost like an ASMR sound. And as long as she's the one playing with it, she definitely enjoys it. So overall, a keep. I think if you open up something like the ACDC milk cap, you'll see it has a bearing and these magnets. There's a lot more moving pieces and they kind of pop out, but this is just so clean to open up and just so well made. So good job, Lautie. I have a Zerk version coming in the mail, which is what I originally ordered. I think there were some supply chain issues from Lautie, so they sent me a stainless steel on accident, but I'll be reviewing the Zerk later. And I did put a drop announcement for this pre-release, and I think I need to start doing those in shorts format so it feels more personable. I think that one looks like an ad, but I do try to let you guys know when these drop because I think they're sold out in most places. But if folks want some connections or are interested, always feel free to reach out in the comments or via DM, and I can help you find these when they they launch early. And actually, there's a cool project that I'll probably be talking about later in February that will give you access to that as well. But very exciting. I think this will definitely be one of the best fidget toys of 2026 and onwards. Super excited to see what Lautie will be doing with this.